Put the stiff brush down. You are not fixing that grout. You are grinding the dirt deeper into the pores. I have watched 3 generations of my family clean commercial floors, and I can tell you right now, scrubbing is what keeps your bathroom looking dirty. This $1 ingredient sitting in most kitchens right now will pull that stain out without you touching a bristle. Watch. Most people treat grout like a countertop. It is not. It does not sit flat. It does not have a sealed surface. It is a network of tiny holes packed with crushed stone and cement powder. When you pour a heavy cleaner on it, the liquid sits on top. When you grab a nylon brush and start pushing, you are not lifting dirt, you are driving it down. The bristles open the surface, the pressure packs soil into the capillary tubes, and the moisture you leave behind feeds whatever mold or mildew was already waiting. You spend 40 minutes on your knees, your shoulders ache, your water turns gray, and by Tuesday, the lines look exactly the same. That is not a product problem. That is a method problem. I have cleaned hospital corridors, school cafeterias, and high-traffic hotel bathrooms. The pattern never changes. People buy stronger chemicals, use harder brushes, and wonder why the grout cracks, discolors, or turns gray again within a week. You do not need a heavier chemical. You need a cleaner that works with the material instead of against it. The mistake starts with the assumption that grout needs force. It does not. It needs time, the right pH, and a lifting agent that breaks the bond between the stain and the cement matrix. Once you understand how grout holds dirt, the whole process flips. You stop fighting it. You let chemistry do the heavy lifting. I'm going to walk you through the exact method we use on commercial jobs. It costs about $1. It uses 2 common household items. It requires no heavy scrubbing. It will leave the lines clean, dry, and ready to stay that way. I will cover the mix, the application, the dwell time, the rinse, and the seal. I will also show you where people ruin this simple process, how to fix old damage, and how to keep it from turning dark again. Keep your tools on the counter. You will not need them yet. First, you need to understand what you are actually looking at. Grout is not a solid block. It is a porous composite. When it sets, the cement hydrates and leaves microscopic channels. Those channels are why water evaporates, why the material breathes, and why stains lock in. Household grime does not just sit on the surface, it settles into those channels. The stain is usually a combination of 3 things: mineral deposits from hard water, organic residue from soap and body oils, and fungal growth that feeds on moisture. Each one behaves differently. Minerals bond chemically to the cement. Organics create a sticky film that traps dust. Fungus sends tiny filaments into the pores. When you use a standard all-purpose cleaner, you're mostly wiping away the loose dust. You leave the bonded minerals and the organic film behind. When you use bleach, you strip the color from the fungus, but you do not remove the structure. The stain fades for a day, then returns darker because the bleach raised the pH, broke down the cement surface, and left it more absorbent than before. That is why bleach cycles never work long-term. Scrubbing makes it worse. A stiff brush creates micro scratches. Those scratches increase surface area. More surface area means more places for new dirt to catch. You are literally manufacturing a better dirt trap. The real fix requires a cleaner that penetrates, breaks chemical bonds, and lifts without abrasion. That's where oxidation comes in. Oxygen-based cleaners do not rely on acidity or alkalinity to eat through dirt. They release oxygen molecules that attach to organic compounds and mineral complexes, break their molecular chains, and turn them into water-soluble byproducts. Those byproducts float to the surface, you wipe them away. The pores stay intact. The cement does not degrade. The process is slow enough to be safe, fast enough to be practical, and cheap enough to repeat without thinking about it. I have used this on tile installed in the 1980s, on new construction, on shower floors, on kitchen backsplashes, and on outdoor patio lines. The chemistry does not change, only the application time changes. If your grout is deeply cracked, no cleaner will fix that. You need to patch it. If your grout is painted or epoxy-based, this method will not harm it, but it will also not change the color. This is for standard cementitious grout. Once you confirm that, you can move to prep. Prep is where most jobs fail before they start. Do not skip prep. A dirty surface will dilute your solution and waste your time. You need to remove loose debris, surface soap scum, and standing water. Start with a dry microfiber cloth or a shop vac. Pull dust, hair, and grit from the lines. If you wet a dusty floor, you create mud. Mud packs into grout. You just made the job harder. Next, wipe the tile faces with a damp cloth. You do not need to clean the tile, you just need to remove the film that sits on top. Grout sits lower than the tile. If the tile is coated in soap residue, your solution will pool on the tile instead of sinking into the grout lines. Keep the tile clean so the liquid drops straight down. If you have hard water spots on the tile, ignore them for now. We will address mineral rings later. Right now, focus on the lines. Check for cracks. Run a fingernail along the joints. If you feel gaps, deep divots, or loose material, mark those spots. Cleaner will not rebuild grout. It will only clean what is there. Deep cracks trap moisture and require a patching compound before you seal. Do not seal over damaged grout. You will trap water inside and cause mold growth behind the tile. Once the surface is dry, clear the area. Remove rugs, bottles, and mats. You need full access. Open a window or turn on the exhaust fan. Ventilation matters. Even mild oxidizing agents work better when air moves. Stagnant air slows evaporation and extends dwell time unnecessarily. Lay down a small towel near your knees if you are working on a floor. You will be down there long enough to need support. Keep a spray bottle, a small mixing bowl, a soft bristle brush, and a clean microfiber towel within reach. You do not need heavy gloves for this mix, but keep a pair nearby if you have sensitive skin. The solution we are making is safe, but repeated contact with dry baking soda can irritate cuts or dry out skin over time. Prep complete. Surface dry. Area clear. Ventilation on. Now we mix. You need 2 ingredients: 3% hydrogen peroxide, baking soda. That is it. Do not use vinegar. Do not add dish soap. Do not drop in essential oils. This is not a lifestyle project. It is a chemical process. Vinegar and hydrogen peroxide create peracetic acid, which is unstable and can irritate lungs in a closed bathroom. Dish soap leaves a residue that attracts dirt. Essential oils do nothing for stain removal and can stain porous grout themselves. Keep it clean. Hydrogen peroxide is an oxidizer. It breaks down organic compounds and lifts mineral complexes by releasing oxygen. Baking soda is a mild alkaline abrasive that acts as a carrier. It thickens the liquid, holds it in the lines, and prevents it from running off the tile before it has time to work. The ratio is simple: 2 parts hydrogen peroxide to 1 part baking soda. Start with half a cup of peroxide. Add a 1/4 cup of baking soda. Stir slowly. You will see it foam. That is normal. The foam means oxygen is releasing. Do not panic. Mix until you get a paste that holds its shape but still spreads with a brush or your finger. If it is too runny, add a teaspoon of baking soda. If it is too thick, add a teaspoon of peroxide. You want consistency like toothpaste. This matters. If it is too thin, it drains into the subfloor or evaporates too fast. If it is too thick, it sits on top and does not penetrate. The paste needs to sit flush with the grout line, slightly overhanging the tile edge, and stay in place for 20 minutes. That is the working window. Do not make more than you can use in one session. The chemical reaction loses potency once the peroxide starts breaking down. Use it within 30 minutes of mixing. If you need to store leftover paste, keep it in a sealed container away from light, but I do not recommend it. Fresh mix works faster. Apply it to a small test area first. Pick a corner or a section behind the toilet. Spread a thin line. Wait 10 minutes, wipe it, check for discoloration or etching. Standard cement grout will handle this mix without issue. Epoxy grout will not change. Colored grout may lighten slightly, which is usually what people want anyway. If your grout is already crumbling, skip the paste. Use a spray bottle with straight hydrogen peroxide instead. The liquid penetrates deeper without putting pressure on weak material. Test complete. Mix ready. Surface prepped. Move to application. Application is where patience pays off. Do not rush this step. Use a small flat brush, an old toothbrush, or your finger. Spread the paste directly into the lines. You do not need to coat the tile. Focus on the grout. Push the mixture in until the line is filled. Do not pack it hard. You want contact, not compression. Once the lines are covered, step back. Let it sit. 20 minutes. Set a timer. Do not check it after 5 and decide it needs more. The chemical reaction is slow. Oxygen needs time to attach to the stain molecules and break them free. If you interrupt the dwell time, you stop the process halfway and waste the product. I have seen people spray, wait 3 minutes, scrub, rinse, and complain it did not work. They did not give it time. They just washed expensive cleaner down the drain. During the 20 minutes, do not leave the room. Stay nearby. If you see the paste drying out and cracking, mist it lightly with water. You do not want to wash it off. You just want to keep it damp so it stays in contact with the grout. Drying paste stops working. After 20 minutes, the paste will look darker. That is a good sign. It means it pulled soil out of the pores. Now you agitate. Use a soft bristle brush. Nylon, medium stiffness. No wire, no steel, no hard plastic. Light pressure. Move the brush back and forth along the line. You are not scraping, you are loosening what the paste lifted. The dirt should come up easily. If you feel resistance, the paste did not sit long enough. Do not force it. Add more paste, wait another 10 minutes, and try again. Force damages grout. Gentle pressure preserves it. Once the lines look clean, wipe the surface with a damp microfiber cloth. Work in small sections. Rinse the cloth frequently. You will see gray water on the towel. That is the lifted soil. Keep going until the towel comes back clean. Do not use a mop for this step. A mop spreads dirty water back into the lines. Use a cloth you can wring out completely. After wiping, rinse the floor with clean water. A spray bottle works well. Light mist, wipe again. You are removing residual baking soda. Leftover baking soda leaves a white film that attracts dust. One light rinse is enough. Do not flood the area. You just want to clear the surface. Drying is the final step most people skip. Moisture left in grout guarantees future standing. Open the window, run the fan, use a dry towel to press down on the wines. Absorb what you can, then let it air dry completely. This usually takes 2 to 4 hours depending on ventilation and humidity. Do not walk on it. Do not replace mats. Do not close the door. Air needs to move through the pores. Once the grout is fully dry, check the color. It will be lighter. It will look clean. If you see dark spots remaining, they are either deep mineral deposits or embedded mold. Mineral deposits respond to a mild acid rinse after the peroxide step. Use diluted citric acid, not vinegar. 2 tablespoons citric acid in 1 cup warm water. Spray, wait 5 minutes, wipe, rinse. Do this only if needed. Mold that survives peroxide usually means water is entering from behind the tile, or the grout is compromised. Clean what you can, patch what you must, and address the leak. Once the surface is clean and dry, apply a grout sealer. This is not optional if you want the results to last. Sealers do not clean, they protect. They fill the pores with a hydrophobic layer that repels water and oil. You only need 1 coat. Use a small applicator bottle or a clean cloth. Run it along the lines. Wipe excess off the tile immediately. Sealers bond to cement. If you leave it on tile, it creates a sticky film. Let the sealer cure for 24 hours before using the area. After that, maintenance is simple. Wipe the floor after showers. Keep a squeegee or towel in the bathroom. Rinse soap residue weekly. Reapply sealer once a year. You will not need to deep clean again for a long time. This method works because it respects the material. It doesn't burn, scratch, or strip. It lifts, rinses, and seals. I have used it on floors that have not seen a proper clean in 10 years. The results hold. The process repeats. Let me address the mistakes I see every week. First, people mix too much. They cover the whole bathroom at once. The paste dries out before they agitate. Work in 3-foot sections. Second, they use hard brushes. Hard brushes destroy the cement surface and create rough edges that trap dirt faster. Switch to soft nylon. Third, they skip the sealer. Unsealed grout will stain again. It is not a question of if, it is a question of when. Fourth, they expect instant results on 20-year-old grout. Old grout has absorbed decades of soil. 1 pass lightens it, 2 passes cleans it. Do not expect factory white if the material itself has degraded. Fifth, they ignore ventilation. Closed bathrooms trap moisture. Moisture feeds mold. Mold returns. Always run the fan. Always dry the surface. Sixth, they use colored cleaners. Dyes in commercial products stain porous grout permanently. Stick to clear solutions.
Finally, they forget that grout is part of a system. Tile, grout, caulk, and drainage all work together. If your shower doesn't drain, if your caulk is cracked, if your grout is crumbling, no cleaner will fix the root issue. Clean the surface, seal it, maintain it. Address leaks. That's the only way to keep it white. This method is not magic. It's chemistry applied correctly. It costs about $1 per bathroom. It takes less than an hour. It leaves no residue. It does not damage tile. It does not require special equipment. It works because it follows the material instead of fighting it.
If this method saved you time and elbow grease, subscribe to the channel. I post practical cleaning routines every week, tested on real floors, not staged countertops. Drop your biggest cleaning problem in the comments. I read them, and I build videos around what actually needs solving. Next, watch the shower drain maintenance guide linked on screen. It covers the exact same principle. Stop scrubbing, start dissolving, keep the flow moving. I will see you there.